Hi and welcome to another video from me, Mark Carp of the Northwest Carp and Angler's Diary fishing blog. Today we're going to look at how to tie a drop shot rig for perch. Okay, so I've done drop shotting before on this channel, but I used what they call a spin shot rig, which was quite advanced. So we're just going to dial it back a bit and I'm going to show you how to tie a drop shot rig for catching perch with. Okay, so first up is the line we're going to use, drennan supplex in 10 pound. You've seen me use this before. I use it for me lure fishing and drop shotting, barbel fishing on the River Severn, stuff like that. It's really good stuff. Okay, so that's a line. I've got a size 6 drop shot hook. Don't know whether you can see that. I'll put it up to this camera. Size 6 drop shot hook. And that's about it really. We'll talk about the weight at the end. I've got one of those as well, a little fox weight, and I've got my snips, not that I'm going to need them. Right, okay, so to tie a drop shot rig, first of all you need a length of line. Now there's a bit of a kink in this, so I'll just cut it off. There you go. You need a length of line. Now you should use at least 3 feet. What I do is I stretch my arms out as far as they'll go and use that. And I think my arm reaches about 5 or 6 feet, something like that. So I'll snip that off, and this is the piece of line I'm going to use to tie the drop shot with. It's my leader that's going to tie to my braided main line. Okay, so it's a bit wiry because it's only just come off the spool and the spool's been tucked away for quite a while, but we'll crack on. Okay, so the first thing you do to try your drop shot rig is thread your line through the hook. Now it goes through the eye like that and then back again, and then you want to pull this line so that it's even length. Oop. Nearly through. Get there eventually. Okay, so there we go. So we've got an even length of line through both sides, and basically the hook's in the middle of that length of line. Okay, so I've got 2 cameras working here, by the way. There's another one out of sight for doing close-ups. And what you do then is you just tie an overhand knot in it like you would if you were tying a palomar, because that's all the knot is for the drop shot, a palomar. Okay, you can see that tightening down, and then you thread the hook through the loop just like you would with a palomar knot. If you're unsure about the palomar, it's on my channel already, that particular knot. This is just a palomar. Okay, so once it's done, you just tighten it down like so. Wet it a little bit. And we separate the ends and just pull it tight. And there we go. We've got a hook there that you can see. Put it up against my face so you can see it. See that hook? Now, the way that hook is sitting in the line, it should be at a right angle. It's right. The line's horizontal across here, and the hook is just dangling down at a right angle, 90 degrees. And this end is going to the rod, and it's going to be tied off on the braid. And this end underneath is going to have the lead clipped on it. And that's all the drop shot is, literally. That's it. It's just a palomar knot in the middle of a length of line. And whichever way it sits when it comes off, the hook has to sit upwards. And that's it. So this end is going to get tied to the braid on your reel. Now, I've done a knot on this already. I call it a shock leader knot, and if you want to see that, it's only at the end of this video. I'm not going to cover that today. It's just basically tying the drop shot rig. Okay, but I'm going to tie that to my braided leader with a shock leader knot, and that'll be on at the end of the video. Okay, now that's pretty much it for the drop shot rig. All we have got left to do really is clip a weight on. Now, the weights I use are these from Fox. I don't know if you can see that little Fox drop shot weight, and I'll just turn it round to this camera. Fox drop shot weight. And underneath here, I'm just gonna thread the line through it. It goes through there, and the weight is kept in place by just pulling both sides of the line up to the end, and then that's locked in position. Okay, so the line that's left over, you don't worry about that. You don't have to snip it off or anything like that. You can leave it on so you can alter the length of your drop shot, but that's the weight already on, and the hook's here, so it sits, weights down, hook's there, and that's it, and that's ready to take a lure. Okay, so the lure I'm going to use today with mine is this little bright yellow one, yellow and red, and that's called a gunki whiz. Gunki whiz. Okay, and all we do is we've got the hook pointing upwards like so on our rig, and I'm just going to nick this through the bottom of the fish, through the nose, and out the other side, and that's it. That is my drop shot rig set. Okay, so I've got my little gunki whiz on there that you can see. That's all ready to go. It's at a right angle, hook's foot facing upwards, and that's good to go for drop shotting. And that's a cracking little lure and a cracking little setup. The drop shot hook I'm using is a size 6, and the gunki whiz lure is 50mm, which is 2 inches. And that's a lovely little setup. That's going to catch some perch, that. Okay, so that's how you try a drop shot rig for perch. So now you've seen me tie her up, I'm going to tie this to my rod, and then we're going to go fishing and see if we can catch some fish. Right, this is the drop shot rig I've got set up. That's about 12 inches from the Fox drop shot weight, which is 7 grams, to the lure 12 inches. And that's just so I can work it along in that last foot of water, because it's very cold today. I have a feeling the fish will be on the bottom. So that's the drop shot rig you see me tie before, exactly the same one, and hopefully that'll produce me a few fish. Let's get on with it. Well, there's my first drop shot caught perch of the year. Let's take a look at him. Well, I think I'm going to call it a day. I've had just the one fish. To be honest, I've not been here long. I've done about an hour, but it's bitterly cold. It's 4 degrees today, 30th of November, and I'm also learning how to lure fish left-handed. For those of you who know me and know this channel, you'll know I've had a shoulder problem, and I'm trying to lure fish with my left hand. And I've switched the reel handle over, and I'm not getting it very well, I'll be honest. But you know, I only wanted to demonstrate the drop shot, and you've seen a perch caught on it, so that'll do. It's very easy rig to tie, and this is a lot cheaper than the spin shot. You know, you get more hooks in a packet and they're cheaper. And yeah, if you don't want to use the spin shot hooks which I've used in the other drop shotting video, this is an ideal alternative, and that's a VMC hook as well. Okay, so we'll call it a day there. Don't forget the leader knots on this video as well. I'll stick it up in the corner there, shock leader knot. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back with another video soon. Take care of yourself and tight lines.